Well, hello there. My name is Sam, and this is Snakes on Sam YouTube. Today, I want to talk all about how to choose a reptile for you and you specifically. It's just going to be two things to consider, two main ideas to consider when choosing your reptile, and it's going to make the world of a difference in your reptile's care and also your relationship with your reptile. Stay tuned. Choosing a reptile is not a one-size-fits-all solution. There are certain reptiles that are easier to care for and harder to care for. And also those easier ones to care for may be harder for you specifically. So there's a couple things you need to consider when choosing a reptile and figuring out which one is the best for you. The first step to choosing the perfect reptile for you is to consider the animal. Now this is the fun part. This is where you're looking into all the type of snakes and all the type of lizards and figuring out what type of snakes you're interested in. I suggest making a list of the different type of animals that you're interested in. Okay, so you have your list of animals that you're considering to purchase. The next step within kind of figuring out what the animal needs is to look up something called a care sheet. This is something that has all the basic care information of that specific animal. Everything from temperature to how handleable they are to the humidity they need. And this can help you decide if this animal is something that's right for you. The cool part is I have some care sheets online for you guys actually right now. They look something like this right here. So if you message me on Instagram, I can provide those to you and they're so helpful. One of my favorite tips when choosing a reptile is to consider your location and the conditions where you're at in relation to the locale of the animal. That will help you zero in on which animals are right for you so much easier. So if you're from a hot and humid environment, you're going to want to choose a tropical animal because that's going to help you care for the animal so much easier than if it's a desert animal. Same if you're in a desert region like California or somewhere really hot, you're going to want to choose a reptile that is more conditioned to live in that type of environment. So you're going to choose a reptile that's from a temperate environment or a desert region. So now since we've looked at and considered everything about that animal, from which animal you're interested in to the care requirements of the animal, we're going to look at you. It's all about you now in step number 2. In this step, I want you to consider everything about yourself, and I want you to be very honest with yourself as well. So look at where you're going to be going in the future. Are you going to be moving to Switzerland? Are you going to be moving to a smaller home, a larger home? What are you going to be doing in terms of your work? Are you going to be home more? Are you going to be traveling more? Also, what's your experience level with these animals? Are you looking to dive more into these animals? Are you a complete newbie? That's the beauty about reptiles, that you can kind of pick and choose what works for you, and they're not one size fits all. I'm going to use myself as an example. Chili, my Dumerel ground boa, is the largest snake that I own, and she's only 5.5 feet long. For some, that's a huge snake, but for me, I should be having a larger snake like a reticulated python, considering I'm in this industry. The reason I've held off on getting this larger size snake is because I don't have the space to accommodate such a large enclosure. I would like you to consider this because ultimately we want our reptiles to live the best life they can. And though some reptiles are super cool and super unique, you really want to make sure you have the space, the time, the lifestyle, and also the accommodations in order to take care of this animal. So that is it. The 2 steps to find the reptile that is perfect for you. If you consider all these parameters, you're going to find an animal that's not only easy to care for, but one that you're going to enjoy for years to come. I really hope you find that reptile, and I'm excited to see who you choose. Don't forget to subscribe to Snakes on Sam YouTube to stay in the loop with the new content that will be coming out.